So, hi everyone. Today again we have Devansh with us, who's going to be joining Microsoft in a couple of days. So, welcome Devansh. And today we'll be talking about something that is very important for a lot of freshers or anyone who's looking for a job opportunity, and that is having a good resume. So, we're going to talk about all of that, everything about that. So, Devansh, you would be getting a lot of resumes, asking for referrals, things like that. So, what would you say is the most common mistake, or what are the most common mistakes you see people make in their resumes?
See, first of all, the major problem that I face every day while reviewing resumes is that people try to push in so much of data that it becomes like a summary of yourself rather than a resume. It becomes 2 3 pages long or 4 pages long, and even if it is 1 page long, it has so much data, it is so congested that filtering out content from that 1 page becomes a very tedious job. So the first problem is the amount of data that you push in. Secondary, the type of data which is pushed in. People write their school achievements. People write achievements they have got in 5th standard and 6th standard. Clearing English Olympiads does not matter for companies like MAANG and FAANG. This is another problem. Third is the problem of carrying fancy fonts in your resume. Algerian fonts and all those fancy fonts that you used to use in PowerPoint presentations as kids. People use them for their resumes. And another problem is that while creating resumes, people tend to use words that do not match the profile of the job. So while going through the ATS system, those words do not get filtered out, and similarly your resume gets rejected.
Understood. So speaking more on the ATS stuff, right? Like a lot of people have heard of ATS, but they don't know in depth what ATS means. So what would you say is a good way to, improve the ATS score, and how much does it matter?
ATS, basically being named as the applicant tracking system, is a technology which has been developed so that people don't have to personally review the resumes, and the companies just push in 200 or 300 resumes to the ATS tracker system, and it automatically filters out the best people suitable for that job. So what ATS does is, like, if I am applying for a software development internship role, then it will find out keywords that are compliant to the software developer role. So if I use verbs like developed, created, assisted, crafted, these words get filtered out very fast. And ATS works best for 1 page resumes. So this is how you can improve your resume score, because ATS provides a score out of 100, and resumes which score above 80 are considered to be very good resumes. And the probability of shortlisting goes higher as higher your score.
Hi everyone, are you someone who's getting difficulty getting your resume shortlisted in your dream company's interview? Then it might be because you don't have the relevant projects or some good enough projects or the relevant skills which the company requires. And let me tell you how Crio can help you with that. So let's see what your resume can be before Crio and what it can be after taking Crio structured curriculum. So at Crio, you'll be working on some industry grade, really cool projects which will make your portfolio more valuable, which you can put in your resume. Apart from that, you'll be getting skills like DSA, problem solving, system design, along with placement support as well, with some really cool placement statistics. So you're getting all of that along with mentorship, along with placement support. So what are you waiting for? There's a link in the description. Go check that out, and you can book a free trial as well. And now let's get back to the video. Yeah. And there's also a lot of free websites that also judge your ATS score. So we'll link a few of those websites into the description, so that you can put your resume and see the ATS score. And also, by the way, Devansh has a top mate in which he also does resume reviews. If you want to get your resume personally reviewed by him, then you can also go to his top mate. I'll give a link in the description. So after the ATS score, people still have a few doubts. Like about you mentioned having 1 page or 2 page. Some people feel like they need to have a 2 page resume, or some people wonder what font they should choose because there's multiple fonts, right? If you look on Overleaf, there's like hundreds of different fonts that people can use. So what would you say is a good font, or whether having a 1 page, 2 page resume can actually make a difference?
According to me, a 1 page resume is your one-shot answer for all resumes. A 1 page resume, if created in a very systematic manner and in an efficient manner, becomes the best resume. 2 page resumes are good for individuals who have a very profound background in the industry, or those people who have a lot of experience in various of jobs, and the people who are making their 5th or 6th switch, they can go on to 2 page resumes. Or rather, everybody else applying as a fresher or the first switch or basically trying for an internship, all those kinds of people, they can rely on one-page resumes, because ATS has to do a less lot work in figuring out what's written in a one-page resume rather than 2 or 3 page resumes. And the one-page resumes generally have a higher score than 2 or 3 page resumes. So don't get trapped in any scam that 2 page resumes are better, which is actually going across in the market that 2 page resumes are better. Don't get trapped in any of that. One-page resumes are the best. Secondly, you were talking about font. So there is no strict restriction on which font should be utilized, but yeah, the standard fonts like Times New Roman, like all these fonts which are used in research papers or basically to write any official document, they can be utilized. Not fancy fonts, not colored resumes, only black font can be utilized. And proper spacing should be provided. So the size of the font should not be massive. It should not be so tiny that my eyesight increases when I try to resume.
Yeah. And what about the formats? Like, do you think having a format actually makes a difference in how much your resume will have a value of?
Actually, I created my personal resume. I created it in 1 column format as well as in 2 column format. I received a change of only 2% in my ATS score, which is nearly negligible. So it does not matter that much. But yeah, sometimes one-page resumes can provide full-length sentences, so they can declare your association with projects or experiences in a much clarified way. On the other hand, while using 2 column resumes, you can add on your skills or the number of things you're efficient in bullet by bullet. So both of them have their different aspects. They're both good in their own ways. You need to choose what's suitable for you.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll also give a few fonts. I'll also give a link to Devansh's resume. If you want a link to his resume, we'll also give that. So we'll also give a few fonts that you can choose according to what you have to put in there. Obviously, everyone will have a different stuff that they want to put in their resume. So towards the end, Devansh, what would you say to people? They're coming to you, they also want to crack up in FAANG or a MAANG level company, and they're just about to craft their resume. What advice or tips will you give to them?
So the very first tip is that begin with your name. Next comes your education. Education, if your CGPA is above 8, highlight it. If not, then leave it, avoid it. After that comes your experience. If you have experience, it's very good. If you don't have any experience, then try to build projects and add your experiences. After experiences, you can add your exemplary scores, you can add your scholarships. If you're availing any scholarships, if you've cracked any hackathons, then your awards come. And similarly, after that, you can put in all your skills. So your skill sets can be one-liners, they can be bullets, depending upon how much you know or how much you are seeking. And similarly, while applying, do pay major attention to the role that you're applying. If you're applying for a data analyst role, then your resume should be crafted in a very particular way. If you're relying on an ML engineer role, then you should craft your resume in such a way that the term machine learning, artificial intelligence, all of this comes into citations multiple times. So this is what I would say, like keywords should be taken in mind, spacing should be appropriate, text size and the font type should be kept in mind, and one-page resumes should be created. That's all I would suggest. And also one more thing, while putting in things in your resume, please be very honest. Don't try to put in projects that you've not made. Don't try to put in fake experiences, because the people who will be reviewing your resume, once it goes through the ATS, because ATS will not know that whether your experience is true or fake. The interviewer will damn sure know.
Totally. And just one more point to add here is that if you're going for a FAANG or MAANG level company, they also like for them, it's very important to have coding profiles also in the resume, because that also can make you stand apart. So if you have a good coding profile, you have a good rating on a website like Codeforces, LeetCode, etc., then you can highlight that in your resume. And like Devansh mentioned, going according to the job role, you should have different keywords in your resume. I've seen a lot of people, they just send one resume out to every job role and hoping that it hits one of the target. You should not do that. You can edit your resume according to the job role or job posting that you are applying for. So I guess that covers pretty much everything. If you still have any doubt, then again, I'll mention Topmate of Devansh in the description. It will also appear on the screen. You can reach out to him. And he has also made a LinkedIn post about all of this. You can also take reference on that. So again, thanks a lot, Devansh, for coming on my channel and talking about this topic. Hopefully, we'll see you again in another video. So thank you.
Definitely.